I'm Chenine Lozano. I'm a mortgage broker and my office is in Seal Beach, California. I was born and raised in Long Beach. I've lived in all areas from the Grant District, next to Cal State Long Beach, Los Altos, south of Connet. Long Beach has always had a special place in my heart because not only is my family here, it's what I know. And I really love the culture and the diversity here. You can check out Retro Row, you can check out the arts. There's so much to do here. It's beautiful and the food is amazing too. So I actually got into the mortgage industry right out of high school. 17 years old, worked at a big bank, but I worked on the mortgage servicing side. And I almost got into loan origination, which is what I do now, but I decided to go back to college. I wanted to finish up my degree for communications and business to make my Lolo proud. That's my grandfather. And I always promised him that I would finish college. So I put myself through college and got my degrees and went into my passion, which is journalism. So it's pretty exciting to bring journalism into this side of my world now. I started behind the camera with editing and production, and then went in front of the camera as a TV host and even commercial actress. And so that was a ton of fun. I loved doing it, but I got to a point where I didn't know what I was going to earn anymore. And I was working just way too hard to not know at the end of the month what it was going to look like. I have a family. I want to provide for them. I want to be able to know what my legacy is going to be and get in control of my legacy. So I decided to go back into the mortgage industry where I could help people. The reason why I got back into the mortgage industry is actually a very personal reason. When I bought my first home, I was 25 years old. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't know what was going on with the cycles, what was going on with lending. I just knew I was ready. At the time, it was 2006. So for context, 2006 was right before the bubble. So I bought really, really high. There was no lending standards. Anybody could get a loan, and I was one of those people. So I got a loan that eventually would blow up in my face, and it really changed the trajectory of my life. I was stuck in my house because I was upside down around $200,000 for several years. I knew I didn't want to walk away because I put all my money into it. It really made me think back to the beginning. Had I had a trustworthy real estate agent, had I had a lender that gave me the truth, I wouldn't be in a position that put me backed up into a corner to stay in this home, to try to make a mortgage payment. I was so young, I didn't want to file for bankruptcy, which I almost did. I didn't want to do a short sale. I didn't want to do a foreclosure. So I had to bear down and figure out how I was going to be able to stay in this house. And so having that experience as a first-time home buyer, it just really makes me realize having a team that really has your back, that has your best interest in mind is so important. You have to be able to have someone that's going to answer the phone. You have to have somebody that's going to be able to tell you the truth and that knows the cycles. The day that I was supposed to sign my mortgage documents, my mortgage lender was nowhere to be found. As a matter of fact, I couldn't get a hold of him for 2 more days. And I found out it's because he was running my credit over and over and over again until my credit dropped so much that he said, "Oh, sorry, your rate went up by 0.5%. When someone is calling me to help them with that biggest milestone of their life, something that impacts their family, the roof over their head, it's such an honor to me, and I'm very mindful of that experience, and I want to make sure that they feel taken care of and that they're getting straight answers. Home is where your heart is where your love is. It's where your family gathers, it's where your memories are made, it's where your legacy is built. I really think it's important for a client to have a home, not only to no longer pay rent, but to invest in their own legacy. So every time you make a mortgage payment, you're building equity. And every year that you stay in your home, you're building equity. Buying real estate is the cornerstone of wealth. Once you have a home, whether you utilize it to grow your real estate portfolio or not, you still have that benefit of having a roof over your head, building equity, and if you need to use those funds for any reason, you have that available to you as time goes on. This is another really big thing why I became a mortgage broker. My grandparents, they bought their homes just to live in, knowing that they were gonna pass it on, but at some point, inflation had hit. And so if both of my grandparents didn't have a home, they wouldn't have a way to access their equity. So them buying a home gave them the ability to stay where they are and enjoy the rest of their lives in their homes. So it's so important to be able to have my clients have a home. I don't want them to get discouraged. If they can handle the mortgage payment, get in and just make it happen. What sets me apart is that I look for opportunities for the client to save more money. So whether it be a fast rescore to save the client $5,000, or whether it be switching to a different lender even during the process to save on the interest rate or the monthly payment, I always look for those opportunities for a client, even though it's more work. I love being available because I know that there's pressing questions. For me, when someone buys a home, I really am in tune to the fact that they're starting their legacy. or continuing their legacy when they are working with me. So I really hone in on the fact that this is such a big deal for the clients, and I truly do want to be someone that they can lean on and talk to for years to come. They can call me 10 years from now and I will be doing the same thing. I'll be looking out for you and your family, how you can build your portfolio, how you can leverage whatever your goals are with your home or utilizing the equity of your home, building a real estate portfolio. I really want my clients to know that I am here for them no matter what, because you can't spell loan without Lozano.